Hola, hoy es el 6 de noviembre, and I have some notes for you on how to do adjective agreement in Spanish. Everybody needs to take notes while you're watching this video. If for any reason you need to stop the video, you certainly can tell your teacher to do so while you get caught up. Since I'm not working with you in the room, I can't see when everybody's done writing, so you may have to do that. Okay, I'm talking about adjective agreement, and the first rule I need you to know is that nouns have a masculine or feminine form. We've talked about this a little bit. You can't look at an object and tell if it's masculine or feminine. You can't look at a pencil and decide if it's a boy or a girl, right? So there is something in languages, especially in the Romance languages like Portuguese, Italian, French, Spanish, called grammatical gender. And we know if a word is masculine or feminine based on how it ends. So it's masculine if it ends in an O. Or hopefully you remember the loner's rule also tells us that. And that basically just means that if it ends in L-O-N-E, R, or S, it's most likely going to be masculine. There are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, that works. And secondly, feminine nouns usually end in an A. So I would like you to label these. Take a moment to do so. Pause the video and catch up on the notes and label each of these nouns down here with masculine or feminine. You can just write an M or an F under each one. Pause the video now. Okay, so hopefully you did that. Chico is masculine. Chica, feminine, femenina. Estudiante could be either. We don't know. It would depend on whether or not we had a object in the front, and this would be an exception to the rule because it can be feminine, but our rule tells us if it ends in an E, it's masculine. And profesora is feminine. Okay, rule number 2. Masculine adjectives describe masculine nouns. In other words, masculine, masculine. And feminine adjectives describe feminine nouns. So all we have to do is put the correct letter on the end. La chica es atrevida. Because la chica is feminine and ends in an A, so does my adjective. And this means the girl is daring. El chico es atrevido. Now here we have the masculine version. The boy is daring. El estudiante es gracioso. And because I've used el here, I know that I'm referring to a male student, so I'm going to use gracioso. And la estudiante would be graciosa. Rule 3. Adjectives that end in E describe both masculine and feminine nouns. So you can see here, inteligente is used for a la chica and also for an el chico. They don't change O to E. La chica es inteligente, el chico es inteligente. Which, by the way, I just also want to point out to you, this has nothing really to do with the lesson, but you guys have gotten to be kind of bad spellers here with the word inteligente. I want you to notice there's only one L there. I've been seeing a lot of double L's. In Spanish, we want to avoid that double L because that would make it say ya instead of la. And so the pronunciation would change. It's inteligente. So you want to have one L, not like the English version. What are 3 other adjectives that end in E from your vocab list? Pause the video, take a couple of minutes to look at your vocab list, see if you can come up with a few, and then turn the video back on. Ready, go. So here's three that you may have come up with: sociable, impaciente, and paciente. So these are ones that can be used masculine or feminine, and they do not change. Rule 4. For adjectives whose masculine ends in D-O-R, dor, you're going to use dora for the feminine. So él es trabajador becomes ella es trabajadora, like Dora, Dora, Dora the Explorer. So that's kind of a way to remember it. So this happens to adjectives that end in D-O-R. Trabajador, trabajadora. Here's another example. Pescador means fisherman, and a woman fisherman would be a pescadora. Rule number 5. A few irregular words end in A for both. Policía never changes. You can see I have an A here, even though I'm talking about L. L es policía and ella es policía. It's just another irregular word that we have to just remember. And then finally, can you look at your word list and figure out a word like policía that's irregular that keeps the A for masculine and feminine? If you thought of deportista, you are correct. Okay, abran los libros. A página 54. If you go to page 54 in your book, I want you to do activity 5, 6, and then on page 55, activity 7. I want you to do them all on a piece of paper, and I do not want you to turn it in because we're going to be doing more with it on Wednesday, but I want you to have it done when you come to class tomorrow. So you have the rest of the hour to work on it. So page 54, activity 5 and 6, and then page 55, activity 7. Let's take a look. I'm going to talk you through it a little bit. So hopefully by now everybody has their books open to página 54, 54, actividad 5. And it says, choose the correct word to describe each of the people in the pictures. In the modelo, we have El Chico S, and then we have two choices. We have impaciente or estudioso. And if you look at the picture, he's looking at his watch, so that means he's impatient. So we're going to choose that word, okay? You do not have to write the full sentence for 1 through 6. You can just write the choice that you need. Actividad 6, also on page 54. It says, Maritza is talking about her friend Jose. Read the sentences and then choose the appropriate word to fill in the blank. You have to read and understand what the question is leading you to before you can figure out which one goes in the blank. Look at the model. No es un chico impaciente. He's not an impatient boy. Well, if he's not impatient, then he must be patient, right? So we put es muy paciente. He's very patient. Let's do numero uno on activity 6 together. Le gusta mucho practicar deportes. He likes to practice sports a lot. Well, if you look at the list, what descriptive adjective is for somebody that likes to practice sports a whole lot? Deportista. That means sports-minded or athletic. So number 1 is going to be es deportista. For activity 6, I only need you to write the second sentence out with the adjective. I don't want a one-word answer. I want the full second sentence. So the correct answer for number 1 is es deportista. And don't forget your punctuation. You guys are bad about remembering putting a period at the end of your sentences. Finally, for actividad 7, it says copy the Venn diagram on a sheet of paper. I have a model for you up here on the board. Looks like this. And we have Roberto on one side and Yolanda on the other, and a section for both in the middle. So which words from the list could only describe Roberto? Put them on the Roberto side. Write them in the oval below his name. Which words could only describe Yolanda? Write them in the oval below her name. And then which could describe either Roberto or Yolanda? Those are going to be the ones that probably end in an E because they can be used for both. So I want you to fill in all of those adjectives. There are 16 of them on your Venn diagram. So activity 5, 6, and 7 is your assignment. Use your notes. You can also look at the breakdown of that information about adjectives on page 55 in the Grammatica box to help you as well. And bring your papers back completed for tomorrow. If you have extra time, please also use your time wisely to study your green sheets. Hasta luego. See you tomorrow.